Live.
Is there somebody there?
Let's see. We're a little fuzzy.
Are we both on it though?
Yeah. Nope.
Well,
I pushed you out of it.
I want to make sure that one isn't way over here.
I just want to make sure because it's not 8 yet, so I don't think it'll let anybody in until it's 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
So we're just.
Is it fuzzy? Do we look fuzzy?
We look a little fuzzy. I don't know. It's always like that on the laptop for some reason. And this is my new laptop, so I'm not sure why, but
Well, everything looks fuzzy to me, so
well,
it doesn't matter.
yeah. So we just have to wait. It starts. Oh, is anybody?
Is somebody there?
Let me know. Oh, hello. They can see it. As you can see, I'm not very technical savvy.
Yeah.
I need my, okay. Hi, Linda and Melody and Lisa. I see
Hi.
Lisa and Melody.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Hi, Nana. I see you
Mr.
and I hear you.
Mr. Roberts said that. Yeah. I see you and I hear you.
I see you and I hear you.
Yeah.
The fifth born daughter is on. Linda B here. Debbie, hi. They're all saying, hi, Tracy and Joy.
Hi.
So I don't know why it's always fuzzy when we're on the computer. So we'll just
Yeah.
have to, I don't know why. It was like that on my other computer too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
who knows, huh?
Who knows?
Who knows?
The shadow. No. That's
Okay.
an old one. You'd have to be really old to know what I'm talking about. It was a TV. It was a radio program. Okay.
So somebody tell me something good that happened this week. Let's start out with some positive vibes. Hi from Ireland. Bernadette is from Ireland.
Oh, hi.
I've been to Killarney. That was so great. I went to Dublin and Killarney.
Yeah.
And I wish we would have stayed in Killarney the whole time. I loved it. Joy, you look fabulous as always.
Oh.
They didn't say anything about me.
Well, you know you look fabulous.
I'm kidding.
No
Hi,
matter
Charlie. Charlie Grace. Ooh, I like that name.
Yes.
Hi from Bethlehem, New Hampshire. Bethlehem.
Wow.
Is that where Jesus was born, in New Hampshire?
I don't think so, but I don't know for sure.
Joni, Linda, you both look fabulous. That's what she said. Thanks for making me feel better.
Thank you.
Although Joy can take all the accolades, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the only place in the U.S. with highs every day in the 70s. Ours is like in the 90s. Oh my gosh. They're in Gig Harbor, Washington State. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I wish I was there.
People, yeah.
Happy Friday, Debbie. Hello, my family, all the way from Georgia. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Andrew. So glad you guys could join us. It's been 115 in my camper van today. You're getting your generator fixed. That's funny. My mom and I were talking about a new generator is $4,000. I tried to get mine fixed, and the guy who owned it that I bought it from had tried to get it fixed. And so I think I just have to get a new one. Hot in Arizona. Linda, I know people have been dying from the heat in Arizona. I mean, it's
sad.
Awful. It is. It's sad. And I was thinking that today because I was so hot that I'm like, oh my God, how awful to go that way. Like, you're just burning up. And that's why I have not been in my van. I went to Orange Theory yesterday just to get in a cool place, just to sweat and get hot, but at least I was in a cool place. Yeah, it's awful all over. So yeah, the van is usually like 10 degrees warmer inside. And so it's funny, it's really hot outside, but if you go in the van for a minute and then go back outside, it feels really cool outside because it's so hot in the van.
So it's hotter in the van.
Yeah. It's hot. Yeah, it's hot. So anything good happened to anybody this past week that you can share with me? It's like a coaching session.
Yeah.
Tell me a win from the week, big or small. I just want to hear something positive. anything. I'll take anything. Charlie said, I like to think of it like my expensive sauna on wheels. Yeah. Yeah, you come out and you're drenched in sweat, all sweaty. Yeah. Yeah, it's no fun. But then it's no fun to be cold either. I know, like, when it's been cold in there and I'm in the back, I'm like, oh, I'd rather have it be hot. But then when it's hot, I'm like, oh, I'd rather have it be cold.
It's kind of like we humans are never happy.
No, we're never happy. No, we're never happy. Oh, passage of time. It's so hot, I'm going to a clothing optional resort to cool off. Well, that's where I'm going too. So maybe I'll see you there. Yeah, not for a while. But there's a pool there and water aerobics. Can you imagine? So hot here in Florida. Hi, ladies. Well, that's why I'll be heading to Florida. Hopefully by October, it won't be so hot. Hi, Jody. Thanks. She said, oh, gosh, just love you guys.
Oh, love you back.
We haven't even done anything yet.
No.
Just wait.
Well, love is love, you know.
Oh, love is love. Yeah. Any new jobs on the horizon? I think I got enough. I think I've overextended myself and I keep asking for more work.
And I keep telling her she works
too hard. And I don't have any time to do any more work. I got called into Walgreens again last night. And yeah. Oh, Suzanne, I left a bad relationship, moved to a new city, don't know anyone, and thriving. Finally getting my dream coach tomorrow after 5 months. Suzanne, all right.
Yay. Wonderful. Yes. Yay. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah.
Linda, my big win. I used my walker and made it to the kitchen. It feels incredible. Blessings.
Another one.
Yay. We got a new kitty.
Oh, I have an old kitty. They're beautiful. They're beautiful either way, but a brand new one. What color is it?
What color, Linda? Jody said, I never miss any of your videos. I'm about to buy a van like yours. Can't wait. Yay! Oh, she's buying a road truck. Yay! Yes. You'll love it. You'll really love it. You two are so cute. LOL. Yay! Suzanne, you're 51.
Oh,
we're just gonna get
that's young.
You're in the over fit. Well, when you're 94, 51 is young. Andrew, looking at you two laughing and smiling makes me smile. Laughing is good for the soul. That's exactly right.
It's true.
Okay, you didn't miss much. Kay said, oops, sorry, I missed the start. No, I was trying to figure out how to start it. I didn't know. I've never scheduled a live before, so I didn't know how to go in and start it. And I was looking at videos, and then I just pushed it live, start live. It was difficult. Jody, I'm about to turn 50. Join the 50 club. Yeah, 50's where it's at. Jimmy, happy, joy. This is great on Friday, you guys. Suzanne, you both have been a big inspiration. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, Kimberly's 51. Wow.
And that's young, guys. Who's girls, gals, guys?
Who's 93 in here? Thought maybe somebody be in the 90 club. Joy's got a new friend, Dolores. So Dolores, who I met in the hallway and picked up and drove her to her friend, who was, kind of going downhill.
Right.
Well, as we were driving, I told Dolores about my mom and that my mom, is on the 3rd floor. And now you and Dolores, you guys went and had ice cream this morning?
Yes, there was an ice cream social.
And then she came back to visit later.
And she came back to visit.
And when I was here the other night, she stopped by.
Oh, yeah.
And Dolores is 90.
She was born in 1932, so I think she's 92.
Oh, she's a youngster. You were born in 1929.
No. But then we got together with Jean, who is a few months older than I am, just by a few months.
Somebody said Joy is the new 40.
The new 40? Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it.
She's Benjamin Button. Benjamin Button? Well, so you'd be Joy Button. You age backwards.
But here, I mean, I've heard, I haven't met her, but I think it's a she. I'm sure it's a woman that is 104 that lives here, but I haven't met her.
Wow.
She kind of, I don't think she goes out much.
Christine, sale of my house closed today.
Oh,
Yay!
wonderful.
Oh, now officially a full-time nomad in my Class C RV with my 2 dogs. Excited for this next chapter and new adventures.
Everybody's having
Everybody's doing it. Yeah,
experience.
yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely a Benjamin Button. Oh, Christine, you're gonna keep me updated. You're really, it's the first year was, I look back now and it was hard, but I grew so much and learned so much in that amount of time and gained so much confidence. So even when it seems hard, just know it gets way easier.
Yeah.
And you'll look back and you just realize how strong you are. I thought I was strong before, but now I know I'm really strong. Yeah. Congratulations, Christine. Yep, Nana said that. 55, and thanks to Tracy, I bought my van 18 months ago. Love to see. Yeah. When we did van life 20 years ago, we took showers, me holding a water can from the top of the shoulder.
Memories.
Yeah. Well, pretty much that's what you can do now. Like, I don't take a shower in my van. There's just not enough room. But I figure it out. You do it the way you're comfortable doing it.
Right.
I know some people always yell at me, use the shower. Well, they don't yell, but you know what I mean. People have their opinions, but you do van life however makes you comfortable.
I think that's the ticket.
Yeah.
Do it your way.
Do it. Hey, that was McDonald's or something, wasn't it? Do it your way or have it your way.
Frank Sinatra.
Do
it my way.
Okay, do that. Pixie. Oh, I like that name. Pixie Tales.
That's her
name. Pixie Tales. Happy Friday evening, you two. Hello.
Oh, happy dear.
Kathy said, I was watching a couple that I have a Class C, and they said it takes at least $2,000 to $3,000 a month to live the nomad life. It's not cheap. I did a video about that once too, that it was probably almost as much as living in my place. When you're traveling and spending the money on gas.
The gas is a big thing.
Yeah. And then if you're staying somewhere, you have to rent, and renting a space for like an RV or something costs a lot of money. So where I'm going this year, John and Keith are there, but I'm staying by the tent side. John already checked it out for me, and it's like $5 a day. So I'd stay on the cheap side. And what's so nice having John and Keith by me is they both have air conditioning.
Oh, well, you can
so when it's really hot, and then I can plug in to charge my power packs from them. So I try and do it on the cheap. But yeah, if you're driving places and staying places, it's almost as much as living in a place. Yeah. Do you recommend what do you recommend I buy first for my van? It's a 98. Here's the thing. You'll figure it out really fast what you're going to need when you're driving your van. I think you have to drive it. I don't know the semantics of what you have or how you do it. And that's it. You just got to jump in and just start living it. And then you just start realizing what you need. And it's what's important to you. Do you know what I mean? What might be important for me to get may not be important for you to get. Me and my pup fill the time, 14 months in a truck camper. I've been following along all your adventures along the way from East Coast to the West Coast. Thanks, Angela. Generation Retro. Good evening, ladies. Good evening. Oh, Triathlete, New York. Hello.
Wow. Yeah.
I did a triathlon once, and that was crazy. Yeah. Hello, this is Gary. I watch your videos sometimes. Thank you very much for the good entertainment from San Luis Obispo. Hello, Gary. Christine, men buy sports cars and us ladies buy a van in our midlife crisis. Isn't that right?
There you go. There you go.
Okay. I'm on my first van road trip. Yay, started wonderful. In Florida, now in the Pacific Northwest. Wow, you drew far. Yeah. You drew far? That's Tracy speak.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your inspiration, Tracy. Oh, I don't feel like an inspiration, but I'm glad if it is to somebody. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the book
Metaphysics.
while we're here.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd keep this to like an hour. And so we'll see if it goes that long or less,
Yeah,
but knowing Joy and I
Yeah.
just keep talking. But so, for this, I started reading it, and it was, and I even like made little notes in here and stuff.
Yeah.
And, we talked about it. This is stuff Joy and I have talked about for a long time.
All
Yeah.
of you that are interested in this have no bits and pieces of
Yeah.
of
Well,
what-
and people
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about it even just in
Yeah.
normal life or conversations. And sometimes, like you even said about Dad, you don't even realize you're doing it sometimes.
No, you don't. I mean, it's well, now that
Do you want to tell the short version of how you manifested Dad?
oh,
A short.
well, I don't know if I can. You know me, I talk so funny. I mean, I it's because I'm old and I have to reach back in my head and remember stuff.
The Cliff Notes version of how you manifested Dad.
Real fast, as I can do it. I was a new girl in Minnesota at the school, and I was given an extra class, and that was a neat thing too. That otherwise it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
I was given an extra class because I was taking French, and they didn't teach French, so they just put me in another class. And I think I was, and then I took Spanish, I think, or something.
What grade were you in?
Huh?
What grade were you in?
I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was in the 11th grade. And so I went in the room for my first class there.
Hi, Jennifer.
And
Hi,
I was
JK.
early, and I'll try to make this real quick.
Yeah.
And the teacher wasn't there. And what was so interesting is there was a young man there,
Wonder who that was.
so handsome, and he was making everybody laugh. He was funny. And of course that was okay because class hadn't started yet. And of course then the teacher came in the room and we had the class, and I fell immediately, I'm sure, in love with this handsome young man, but I didn't even know his name. And then over the year, he sat behind me in a study,
Uh-huh.
and I just thought, this is him, and I would think about him all the time, and I go to bed at night and I'd say, I knew his name, Al, and I would say my prayers and I would say, and please make Al love me. See, just ask God, he'll do it. And anyway, but there was many years went by.
But a lot of the girls loved Al.
Oh yes, he was the most popular. He
Mhm.
was so good in sports, and he was good in everything. And he was he graduated the
Top of a valedictorian.
yeah, that's it. He had to make a speech.
And Dad actually went to school to become a priest.
Yeah,
He got scholarships to go for playing sports. They called him Little Al because he was like 5'7".
Yeah, he was short, but
he
short,
was super good in sports.
But anyway, he got out of he graduated and in 46, and he was 17, and they were drafting then. So because they were drafting, he went down and
to the army. He went down
and enlisted. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he was gone for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I only really saw him a few times. He was a grade higher than I was, and he was popular, and we did meet back in study hall. Well, when he took my loafer, I knew he liked me.
Oh, isn't that it? Like if a guy like hit you, or do you know what I mean? Like that meant that they liked you because they didn't know how else to flirt with you.
Well, back in those
so
days,
he took your loafer. Is that how?
I was in class and my loafer. I kicked my loafers off, and one went behind, and he was sitting behind me, and he took my loafer and wouldn't give it to me. I knew then that he was interested.
Just know how it all starts. Steal somebody's loafer, and then you'll be in love. Yeah.
It was so romantic. But anyway, off he went, and I moved. I graduated, moved, got a job, and moved way over by the cathedral.
Yep.
And that one day the phone rings.
But this whole time, what
And-
were you saying every night when you prayed?
Oh, every night. And I wouldn't go out with a boy unless he reminded me of Al, unless he had brown eyes. It was so silly.
That'd be
but-
kind of tough to find somebody else to. You were just trying to find like a clone to replace him.
Yes, I think. And then when I went to bed at night,
Cinderella loafer. Instead of stealing the glass slipper, it's the
there
loafer.
you go. I never thought of that.
Okay.
But anyway, the end of the story is, well, then he was gone for 2 years, and every night I would picture Al and me walking down a beach holding hands by an ocean. And I live in Minnesota, so it was. But one day, the phone rang, and it was he said, "This is Al Tischler."
And what'd you do?
Well, I had a girlfriend who played jokes, and she knew how I felt. I thought she was having somebody call me, and I said to him, "You can tell Joan this is not funny," and I hung up.
So she manifested him, and then when she calls, she hangs up on him. So after 2 years, he was in the army that whole time, and then he calls her, and then he called back, though, right?
He did call back.
You're lucky.
And he said, "Don't hang up." He said, "This is Al. This is really Al." And I don't know how he found out where it was, my phone number, anything. I mean, yeah. Well, later I asked him, and his mother evidently, I don't think I'd ever met his mother. And she
Grandma Barr, she's a tough one too.
Yeah.
And were you Catholic at the time?
Well, yeah, I was, but I think he knew it
Because
he didn't know me that well.
Because they were very Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when his mother said she saw me at church, then he looked me up, I guess. Yeah.
We saw you at church and was ogling you at church and then looked you up.
Anyway.
Well, I'm glad you manifested him, because I wouldn't be here if you didn't
No,
manifest him.
But the interesting thing was I did nothing because
So,
I didn't know any addresses.
Here's a
or
question.
anything.
This
What?
is T-Bone
Oh.
is on here. Hi, T-Bone.
Oh, hi, T-Bone.
We miss you. Do you think a belief in a higher power is necessary to utilize this power, or is it a universal force that is tapped into simply with positive thoughts and suggestion?
Well,
Now, go ahead.
What do you think first?
I think it's all the same thing. I believe that a higher source, or like God, if that's, to me, whatever you want to put on it, do you know what I mean? However you want to envision it. And that's why this isn't like a book club. This is more of a discussion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems like we can't have just discussions anymore and see people's views from different views. Do you know what I mean? And just be acceptable and just go like, oh, okay, that's how you see it. Well, this is how I see it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel.
We don't want any controversy.
No.
But that's not controversial.
No,
really,
and
that
that's
question.
I think it's source, energy, God, whatever you call it, is that it's, to me, it's energy. And that's what, and you know what I wrote in my book? Because a guy emailed me, and he follows a lot. He makes a lot of comments, and he's a really nice guy. And he said he got the book and he started reading it, but he said it didn't go with his Christian beliefs.
Oh, there's nothing non-Christian.
And that's what
about it.
I think, but I'm not one to tell him what he thinks
Oh, no,
is
of
going
course,
against
of
his
course
belief.
not.
Again, I would never want anybody to tell me what to believe. But anyway, and which I found interesting though, because they reference God in here.
And, they're always mentioning Jesus.
Yeah, and they
God.
reference scripture and stuff like that. But I wrote, because it came to me that manifesting is praying.
It is. Well, that actually is what praying is.
Yeah.
It's keeping your mind constantly on a certain thing that you want,
Right.
and asking the
and
universe.
That's it. When like they say, oh, somebody's in the hospital, so pray for them, please. And what prayer is sending good thoughts and energy to
Yeah,
someone,
yeah.
and they, aren't here. They could be across the world. They could be anywhere. But, and, you envision, like when they say when you're sick, to envision yourself healthy, and, the healthy cells overpowering, the sick cells and stuff like that. And that's what this is. It's visualization to put positive energy.
Well, the thing is, what they're describing,
Yes.
I mean, and when
Hi,
you,
everybody.
science, the thing is, it's a truth. I mean, it has nothing to. It just, well, it works. This book,
Right.
us, anybody. I mean, that's our power,
Yeah.
our thinking.
Positive energy waves into the universe.
Yes, I mean, how many times have you heard that? I mean, we could change so much in our lives with just changing our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and it's energy or consciousness, and everything is the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's energy.
And I think, we don't even realize, we haven't even tapped into the
we're not even
power
close.
of our mind.
Yeah.
And I talked about before, like, think about cutting a lemon, and my mouth is already watering, and
Yes, yes.
biting on it and sucking it. And just from thinking that, my mouth waters.
Yeah.
Like, I can conjure up that feeling, that sensation. And that's how powerful our mind is. It can
Yes.
recall anything and make you have that feeling.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's just unbelievable how powerful our minds are.
Yeah. Joy is right. It's a God-given tool. The positive energy you project into the world, the more that comes back to you. If we don't believe in something in this life, gee, does that leave us? Positive always beats out the negative. Way too much negative in this. Well, and that's what we see. Like, you can't even turn on the news or read the paper, and I've quit doing that.
I don't watch anything
Because
like that anymore.
Then all it does is bring you down. And I think to myself, I kind of put myself in this like bubble, because before I was trying to help the collective in a different way. Like when I ran for city council,
Yeah.
I thought, because they were an awful city council, I thought that maybe, not that I could change it, but do you know what I mean? Like there were two sides of it against each other. Like there were 3 people on one side and 3 people on another side. And I thought maybe, we could collectively like work together and be able to talk about it. But it doesn't always work like that. And, I've been in the legal field and stuff like that, there's things now I know there's nothing I can do about, like, way out there.
Yeah.
So I start with myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the only way.
Right.
That's the only way.
Right. And so, even accidentally, like not accidentally starting the YouTube channel, but it was for you to see what I was doing. And then all of a sudden I got followers. And just what a joy it's been for even both of us.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you'd be a YouTube sensation?
Well, I don't think I'm a YouTube sensation, but I love all these people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think, I think this information, and it matches science's what they're discovering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a power, and it's given by a higher power.
When people said, I stopped watching the news years ago, and somebody else, me too, 10 years ago, no news watching also. And, that's it, because I know for me, I don't do it because I feel like I have to protect myself and my joy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because reading it just.
Oh, it's so depressing.
It is.
Yeah.
So did you guys have any like thoughts or about after like reading it, or is this stuff like, I know for you, Mom, because we lived this, but it even reminded you for some things that are going on in our lives to be like, okay, I gotta let that go,
And that's the thing. I mean, I read it just yesterday or this week. I was reading Krishnamurti. Yeah.
Some light
And
reading.
anyway, well, I have all of his
I
books.
know you do.
But anyway, he just thinks. I mean, he just writes. That not a. It's interesting. But anyway, and he was talking about thought, and the thing is that thought is our power, like I had said before.
Right. Yeah.
And that comes right down to it. Uh, Thought creates. And he was saying that actually, in truth, I mean, there's just this minute, right, or this second right here. This is it. This is reality.
Mhm.
And because the only reason there's continuity is because we think tomorrow and yesterday.
Mhm.
I mean, and it's true. I mean, and that's the way the world is. But that would really even more help you see why, if you keep your mind on one thing or the thing that you want or on the moment,
Mhm.
you're going to be happy.
Yep.
I mean, you're just going to be happy. That's it.
So, can I tell you how I manifested Charlene?
Yes.
Which is a crazy.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And so I'll just read a couple from Glenn. You both bring me joy. Hi, everyone. I don't watch the news either. And let's see. Christine said, I like the idea of a vision board to manifest the thing you are wanting to bring to life.
Oh, I like that.
I've done vision boards before too.
Yes.
And so with Charlene, so I had been, I was a single mom since Jessie was 1. She's 22 now. And then she went to college, and then, the whole world shut down because of something. I don't know if YouTube will dock me for saying it. So, and then I was at home. Well, and so when I was working at the law firm, so I had this vision, and I was like secretly like watching, Amen and Beck and all these fan people, like thinking about like, that's totally me,
Yeah.
but never thinking I could do it because I'm a single mom. I don't have a lot of money. Her dad wasn't helpful, and so I finally told a friend of mine while we were on a break at the law firm, Chris, and I said, yeah, I kind of want to buy a van and live in it. And he's like, oh, I can see you doing that, Tracy. He goes, I'm jealous. And I thought he'd be like, oh, haha, you're crazy. No, he totally, like, I think because they know I'm crazy anyway.
Well,
he knew.
And that's another hint. I mean, make people who have positive thoughts, encourage them.
Well, and don't tell anybody something that you really want to do that the people in your life who are not supportive, and you may be excited about something, but that they'll never like encourage you.
Yeah.
Go to the ones that will encourage you.
Yeah.
I've learned that over the years. Yeah. And so anyway, so then I told my friend Deb, because then I was encouraged like to tell somebody else at the law, and she's at the law firm. And then she started sending me like buses and stuff, and I'm like, wow, now everybody's in on it. Like she's even looking for me. And so that gave me the courage. And then, like I said, then everything happened, everything shut down. So I'm home, and I started like just looking. I had a lot of time, and I'm like, well, what's the cheapest way I could do this? Would I buy one and then build it out? Or, what would I do? And every day I would walk because, we couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't go to the gym. So I would take a walk, the same place, And one day I was walking and in a driveway, I saw a road trick. Never saw one, never knew what one was, didn't know anything. And every time I kept like walking by, like, oh my gosh. And then I went home and I Googled it. And I saw it had everything that I was looking for in there. It had a bathroom. It had even more than I was asking for. Like I just knew I wanted a bathroom and, like the necessities. And it was the perfect size. Never had seen one before. And then I kept walking by, and I even took a picture of it. I was almost going to go knock on their door to ask if I could look inside. And so I just kept, every day I would walk and I would see it there every single day. And then I started looking at vans, and I looked at like ones because I didn't think I could afford that. And then one day I just randomly looked on Craigslist. Jesse was home. I don't even know why. We had 5 minutes. We were leaving. And then I found a road truck for sale in White Bear. So I live in White Bear. You're usually there for sale somewhere else. Only 56,000 miles on it for $27,000. It had brand new tires, brand new brakes. And it was a guy that owned one of the restaurants here. He owned the Four Seasons. And I went the next morning. I was the first person to write him.
Well,
I was the first person to see it the next morning. And I offered him 2,000 less. And he's like, oh, sorry, I can't. Like, okay, I'll just take it. I drove it first. And because I knew if I didn't take it, somebody else would. And I'm like, okay, I'm just jumping off.
it's almost like it was handed to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I never even knew about a road truck like
Yeah.
7 months beforehand.
Oh, things like that happen a lot. I mean, I think sometimes we don't pay attention. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Let's see. I made a vision to live in a tiny house, and I finally do. I had obstacles, but it finally happened. I didn't give up my
Oh.
dream. And that's my next thing is I'm envisioning
A tiny house.
an adventure show and a tiny house. I'm not asking for a lot, just a tiny house, not a
Yeah.
mansion.
Oh, I'm so happy for
I'm
you.
so happy.
Yes,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Uh,
You're powerful.
I want to do a vision board also. I'm way too into crafts. Okay, well, how about this? Well, I'll do a vision board. I've done vision boards before. And then
Good.
we could share. Because I think there's enough people that we can do a Zoom next time because I really want this to be interactive
Yeah.
where other people can talk because it's no
Yeah.
fun me just reading comments.
And
Yeah.
I think encouraging positive ideas and positive thinking is really important in a person's life. Yeah.
The fifth born daughter said, well, Linda B., did you know that the Lionsgate portal started opening today? It's a great time to manifest. Well, good. Let's start manifesting, everybody.
Oh,
Um,
everybody think positive.
I'm working on my van design in a 6x8 corner of a room that I rent. Would that be considered a vision board type? Well, yes,
Oh,
it would.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. And he was quoting Paulo Coelho. Sorry, I can't see very good. But I was just going to say something too. What did we say? Like we used to talk to Pam. Pam was really in the Course of Miracles too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the universe is always conspiring for my greatest and higher good. And that's what you say every day. The universe is conspiring for my greatest and highest good.
But that's the same thing. Yeah, you always have. I mean, a power is always watching over you. Always.
Mhm. Yeah. And so, so as far as the book goes, that's so there are a couple things.
It says pretty much the same. Only it's about different. It goes to different stories, and they're all this. They're all about using this power that we have.
Mm-hmm. So this one, so I just flag some stuff out. I don't know if you can see that. There is a master key which you may use to open miraculous doors to the secrets of the entire universe. This key is desire. And so that's where it
another one,
starts
yeah.
from. Yeah, you want to desire something, so you want to start thinking about it like it's already yours.
And when you do desire, you're thinking about it all the
Right.
time anyway. Yeah.
In metaphysics, we call desire the divine emotion, for it is the master key which the Creator used to evolve the entire universe. When everything was created, God placed this divine emotion into all living creatures, and it serves as the motivating power that stirs all things into creative action. It is the desire to get out of that egg which causes the chick to begin to peck his way out of his prison. If this desire were not inborn, he would never know the breath of life. Because how do you know it's a full formed chicken and he knows to peck his way out when it's time to get out of the egg? I mean, that's just crazy. Like, what came first, the chicken or the egg, huh? Let's see. And, again, if whatever you believe, but it says the Master Jesus knew of this master key principle. He said, ask and ye shall receive, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you.
Oh, you see a lot of things like that in the Bible.
Yeah.
All of those.
But that's what I'm saying. For those
whatever
that,
you pray for,
that
you get.
yeah, call it Jesus or call it source or whatever,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
So the magic word is ask. And it's so weird that
Yeah,
magic is
it's so
kind of
simple.
my, don't forget your magic, because this is what it is. You are magic. You are so powerful, more than you even would ever know. And
Oh,
and I think, like, I've been thinking about it. Sorry, I'm uh that
did somebody write something?
we've been so brainwashed to think. I was watching a TikTok today, and it was this younger guy who sold everything and bought an RV, and now is just like living this life because, this 9 to 5, sitting at a desk all day, and then, not being able to retire till you're like 63, 65, and now probably 70 or even over. And they said the average like lifespan is 77. So then, let's say you get cancer or something. And that's what pushed me, because I saw how short life is. I mean, up close and personal with everybody that's
Yes,
passed away.
yes.
And they all passed away in hospice. So I'm watching, well, you are too, our loved ones dying. I'm like, well, there's more to life. That then I'd go sit at an office and be like, well, how can I see that, how short life is? And then just sit here to a job I hate. Like, and then go home, maybe go to the gym, then go home and go to bed and just get up and do it all over again.
Well, I think the point to stress, and I think that the point uh, that the great writers stress is
Uh-huh.
this positivity. Sometimes it's hard when things are not going well.
Yeah.
But if you can keep yourself.
And that's what I do. So, like I said, a lot of crazy things happen when I'm in the van, like when the van would start and stuff. And for a moment, I'm like, oh, come on, And in coaching, we call it reframing. And then you're like, okay, well, you know what? It's all going to work out. It's not like I'm going to sit here for the next 5 years and it's not going to get taken care of. Somehow, some way, I'm an intelligent woman. I can figure this out, or I know I can call people, or, you know what I mean? So it's always going to get figured out. Maybe in that moment, you're like discouraged, frustrated, but then just like gather yourself and just be like, okay, now how do I move forward from this? Do you know what I mean? Like, you just start to take action.
Yeah.
So,
well, and then I think a big point to keep at too is thought creates.
Thought creates. And this isn't.
It does.
And
you do it yourself. Yeah.
It's not new. I mean, and listen, we're just talking about negative comments tonight.
Yeah.
And that there could be 1,000, so many of you are so nice and say so many nice things, and there can be one negative comment, and all of a sudden you're ruminating.
Isn't it funny how negativism? I can't even say that word.
Yeah, you don't want to. Yeah, you so don't do it then. But and it's human nature.
It is. I mean, it's something we have to conquer.
Right.
I mean, it's really hard work to think not to think.
But it's just like working out. You could be overweight or whatever, and then you get to a point where it's like, okay, I really want to change things. And so you consciously have to get up and go to the gym and eat right and do all that. And your mind is just as, if not more important. And your mind is the one that tells you to go there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the desire to do it isn't going to be there probably most of the time, but you kind of have to talk yourself into it.
Yeah.
We call it our consciousness. And that's the thing, that's why I think we live on. Because listen, if we're talking to ourselves in our heads, which we do all the time, and we can say all those negative things. And that's why we say, you can say anything meaner to me that I haven't said to myself.
I know.
And so it's just a matter of practice.
You have to get in the habit, I guess.
I can't believe she has all of Chris Murtis books. What is it? Chris Murtis? I don't know. Who's the person you just read about?
Yeah.
Who's the person
Krishnamurti.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like Krishnamurtis. That's how I said Krishnamurti. This person, J.K. Art said, I can't believe she has all the Krishnamurti books. I think I have them all. It's not easy reading, though.
I've been doing this since I was 30, and I'm 64 now. Mm-hmm. I mean, 64? What did I say?
Oh, you're 64 now. You shaved 30 off yourself.
I don't know why I said 60. I'm 94. So I've read all his books. I've read A Course in Miracles.
They said Joy looks 64. Yeah, she read everything. The
I don't know why I said
Quran,
that.
you
Yeah.
read everything. Like it's
I've had many years to do it.
it's a study. And somebody wrote, Linda wrote, I believe we need the negative or we wouldn't appreciate the positive.
Well, maybe that's true. We have the negative.
Well, yeah, we can't. I mean, there's always going to be, but what we think is negative really isn't negative. It all is what our minds think it is. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Well, I read just the other day that it was about how, when somebody really hurts you, and or does something that you think is really not fair or anything, what's really was to keeping a positive attitude and not disliking someone, because we should love everybody, and sometimes it's not easy. But it said, think of that as a gift. It's getting it, and it like it's helping get rid of your ego, because when something really bothers you, it's this body. I mean, and you're not. That's not what you are.
No, you're not your body.
You are.
You're a soul. You're
I mean,
yeah.
You're not your body.
What do they say? You're a soul just living a human experience or something like that?
You are not a body living a life. You are life. Yes.
You are life. Yeah. You're not your body. And that's the thing. That's where
we have a body.
Right. But that's what gets us through this physical world. And if you want to get real deep about metaphysics, we're all just atoms bunched together.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. And if you want to see something really good, it's called I Am. Remember we went to see it when it first came out?
It's a movie, but it's a documentary. Is it still possible to get it?
Yeah, I think you can get it like on YouTube or something. Yeah. And it was the guy who directed or wrote or whatever. What was the one? The one with Courtney Cox and Jim Carrey, those funny ones.
I don't know. That was a long time ago we saw that, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he came. Remember, it was opening and he was traveling and he spoke after ours. And it was in some little theater downtown Minneapolis. But, and if you read it, it's called I Am. And he got in this accident and he had to go in this chamber and everything. And he lived in this mansion, but he was all by himself. Remember, he thought I made it, And then when he had this happen to him, he started going to interview I think he interviewed Rumi and Buddha and
really?
Oh yeah.
Rumi?
Yeah, all of them. He was interviewing them because he was trying to get to the crux of life, because for him at first it was the money, but he's I was in this mansion all by myself, just lonely. What can you do with 6,000 square feet of house when there's only you there? And it's really great. And it just goes back. And then he ended up buying a trailer, although I'm sure that's $1 million, right by the ocean. And he lived in a trailer. And now he teaches at a college, film. But it's really interesting. I've watched it a couple times, actually.
Yeah. Well, thought is when you read this book, you see that thought is your power. And it gives you a lot of good ideas as keeping that in mind. And there is nothing. I don't think that. You create yourself, and I don't know. It's just so.
Janet wrote, this is not on topic, but it is, Janet. I read it. But when I have a nice thought about someone, I tell them. One of the benefits of getting older, I would have been embarrassed to do that before. And I think I told you that's what I do. There was a couple that you could I was at Starbucks. And I remember they were leaving and I go, you two have a magnetic something. And they stopped and they were like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I feel compelled now. I can't not tell somebody, say, oh, you have beautiful hair, or oh, you have this. And it just, can you imagine, they could probably be having the worst time of their life or going through something. And that could just lift their spirits, and they'll remember that always.
And the thing is, did somebody write something?
Captain Jack said 6,000 square feet. I'd run around naked. Nobody to see you, I guess. Yeah.
But
think it, feel it, know it.
yeah.
That has been my mantra. Yep.
And is someone writing
Yep.
something?
Nope. Go ahead.
Again, the other was reading, and it said that when you see beauty in something, it's a reflection of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
and so when you tell someone that, when someone tells you that you're pretty, or you have a nice, dress on,
Yeah.
or something, and it is a reflection of them, that they can see beauty,
and it's a reflection of them when they're giving negative comments too.
Yes.
And I know
Yes.
that, and we've talked about that.
It's there. Yeah.
It's a reflection of what they're, and that's what's that this TikTok, as I told you about the kid who sold this stuff, and he's in an RV, and somebody wrote him a thing and said, watch, he's gonna be out of money and broke in no time. And he said, no, that's what you think, because that's coming from your thought, not from my thought. She goes, my thoughts are that I'm abundant, and abundance comes to me, and that's how I'm going to live.
Yeah.
But if you live in a negative, or that's how you think, that's where you're going to stay. And that's what van life has done for me. Like I said, even getting over the, driving over mountains, driving over bridges. Now I look for the beauty instead of being in my head worried about the bridge.
Yes.
And so that's the difference. I was in my own head when I was so scared, but now I'm outside of my head looking at the beauty of it all, instead of, creating that myself.
Yeah.
Anything else? Eat, pray, and love life. Kindness doesn't cost a thing, and that's the truth. Yep. I look every day because my van could be a bit bigger. Yeah. Oh, would you still do YouTube if you didn't need the money? I don't. You do YouTube for the money. It's so funny. Do you know? I mean, I thought to myself, like, because I get so many people reaching out to me for stuff, and I don't want to feel like I'm ever like selling anybody anything or telling anybody what to do. I'm just letting you follow my life. Listen, if I was like, I thought, oh, maybe I should get serious about like social media. I post on TikTok, and it's just like random stuff. I don't even tell stories. I just want to be your friend, because I scroll, and it's all these people like telling these stories, trying to go viral or something. And I just want to be the gal that says, hey, every morning, and, hey, have a good day or something. I don't want to tell you a story or bring you down or tattle on anybody. I just want somebody to feel like you have a friend just telling you to have a good day. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be, I don't need a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I just need enough. We talk about that a lot. Money is not my motivator.
No, it never has been.
It never has been. Money is not, if I have enough, like I said, it's all worked out. Like the bikes started coming when I needed to support Jessie while she was in her last semester. And again, it just all works out somehow. And I believe that.
And the truth is, whatever you have enough. You can be sure of it.
Yeah. Well, and helping, I believe it all, because I feel like I have so much. So when I see people who have less.
Oh, you should help people.
Like with the family, well, like when we went on our mission trip, remember we went to Nicaragua, our thing was those who have been given much, much is expected.
Yes.
Because we could all be living a decent life if everybody, do you know what I mean? If it all evened out somehow.
It could be a paradise if everybody loved everybody.
And listen, I've thought about walking away from YouTube, and I like doing it because I like you guys. Like if, like I don't need the encouragement, but I feel sometimes like people say that I encourage them. So if, me just showing what I'm doing in my van encourages somebody to, step out and do this, I'm all for it. But, there's downsides because, like I said, I get emails. I don't know if you're on here, but I just got an email from a guy. He's like, but you're beautiful. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. I'm 46 and single, no pets or anything. Hey, let's get together and travel around America together. He goes, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't know you. I've never met you. It can get kind of creepy. Like I told you, people looked up my phone number and started texting me. It's like, that part, no, and I don't have any desire to be, and that's the thing, as you grow bigger, more stuff comes with that.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. Like I said, I have no desire to, I've done modeling and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's not like glamorous, just like van life. It's not
Yeah.
glamour. It's not what you would envision
Yeah.
anything would be.
Well, you don't make a lot of money.
No, you
Yeah.
don't make.
You're-
So if you think, if you make money off of YouTube, I make more money off of selling the bikes, but I love to do those reviews. So
you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't enjoy doing it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the point. Yeah.
Let's see. It's a sense of community. I never did YouTube for money, and that's it. Captain Jack.
That's a good, yes, that was it, actually.
And that's it. And so if money comes, do you know what I mean? That's
Then
not
it's
my
okay.
motivation. There's nothing wrong with money. And I think sometimes listen, when we grew up Catholic, it is like money's the root of all evil, or you hear all this stuff. And that's another thing I think I have a problem with that. Like,
Yeah.
because I'd probably give it all away.
You probably would. I wish you'd win the lottery.
Yeah. Well, that just brings more problem. A lot of people who have won the lottery, then all people like want something from them. And then I know some who, well, I don't know them personally, but they had a show where some have committed suicide, some have gone broke, because then all these people, but then they just want to. But again, that brings up like these negative things. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes what you think is good
Yeah.
can also bring bad. So you really have to watch what you're trying to manifest.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say in this book, there's a couple paragraphs where it's about this person was going to lose their house or something like that. And they prayed and kept it on their mind and thought about it. And they ended up getting, I don't know, it says how they got, how it happened, but just out of the blue, they got just enough money to take care of whatever it is they wanted to take care of. It's in one of those first chapters.
So when I was going to United Methodist, the pastor, I forget his name now. So he told this story. I think I told it once before, but I'll tell it again because it's almost 9:00. Isn't it crazy? An hour's gone by.
Oh my goodness.
But so this man came in and he was dragging a cross in. I don't know if I've told you this one. He was dragging a cross and, the angels were next to him and he drags it down the aisle and, God is waiting there. And he said, God, this cross is too heavy. I just can't bear it anymore. And so God says, okay, angels, take the cross away and then bring him to the room. And so the angels take his cross off of him, and then they walk him to this big room and they open the door and there's all these crosses, like big ones, medium ones, little ones. And he's looking around and he goes, I'll take that tiny one way over in the corner over there.
Yeah.
And he said, that's the one that you just dropped off.
Oh my God. So many people have bigger problems. That's
Right.
a good, that makes sense. It's true. A lot of people have a lot of.
Yeah.
We all do.
Do you know what I mean? So what we pray for sometimes, like, I think you have to be you have to be really intentional. And I'm not saying you could pray for whatever you want to pray for, a Ferrari, you know what I mean? But, for me, I want to like I would, like we talked about, like what would our wish be? It would be like world peace, like really, like that would be like the biggest thing is that people could get along. And even, like I said, just open a conversation. You know, the person who said it didn't go with his beliefs, which is totally fine. But that, can we have a discussion just to see where other people are coming from, or
Yeah.
even what it's about?
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just this book, but just in general,
Yeah.
that we could all just listen to each other and just hear each other's points of view or perspectives without having to try and change their point of view to
Yeah.
ours. You know,
Yeah.
Lamborghini. Captain Jack wants a Lamborghini.
What was
He's
that?
going to manifest a Lamborghini.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Fine. Well, good. Yeah,
Let
I
us
want to
know.
hear. Yeah,
Let us know if it works.
come pick us up.
I bet you could, though.
Oh, somebody said, Tracy, how did you manifest your spectacular dance moves that you bust out? That's just natural, God-given talent.
Do you know, in a way, though, I like your dancing, but, and I shouldn't, this isn't even on the, but
Yeah.
now I can't even think of his name. It was a TV show. I can't, now I've forgotten it. So,
Okay.
Seinfeld. It was on Seinfeld.
Well, and that's the thing. So, we didn't really, we're just pretty much talking about,
this is,
I might go through, and if you guys want to, should we read the next 5 chapters then? Because then it'll be like a 4-week thing. We'll try next Friday again at 8, but this time we're going to try a Zoom. So I hope I hope everybody knows how to Zoom. Zoom,
Yeah.
Zoom, Zoom,
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Zoom, Zoom. That
Yeah.
was on channel 2, I
Yeah.
think. So we'll figure that out. If you don't know how, I'll see if I can get like the instructions and I'll post them so that you know how to do it. It's really easy.
For what now? What is that?
To Zoom. You'll be with me, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh.
So people will be able to we'll see their faces if we want.
Oh, that would be nice.
And here's the thing, don't worry. If you don't want to be seen, you can like hide your face. Do you know what I mean? You could just like mute yourself and just speak if you want, just listen. If you've never been on a Zoom before. Do you have to download an app? I think if you work on your phone, so they have it for the phone or for the computer. So you can work either one of those. So I'll look up the instructions for both the phone and the computer, and I'll post those so that you can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, but I work 2-9 Eastern. Well, these will be shown again too. And then maybe one of the times we'll do it during the day so that people who live other places, because I know one lady said it was 1 a.m. And that's the hard part about, but it's so great. People from all over the world,
Yeah.
It just amazes me how like a community that we can form.
Yeah.
And
well, and then like I say, it's really hard to always say positive.
It is.
But
don't think that we got it down, right? We don't got it down. We fail every day, but you just keep trying, right?
Yeah. There's another saying that it wasn't here, but when I said when somebody betrays you or really hurt you in some way, that you're still supposed to love them, and how to do that. But because it said it's really helping to get rid of your ego. It didn't say it in so many
words. Isn't that when
but,
they say when you like hate somebody else, it's like you drinking the poison because it isn't doing anything to them. They're just like,
and really, since we're all one, it's almost like you're hating yourself. But the thing is, now I lost my point. That's what happens when you're old, guys.
It's not because you're old.
I had a real good point too. I remember what it is now. But there's a saying, when something bad happens, it's not to you, but for you.
Right. Well, do you know, like on TikTok, again, I just scroll through, but a lot of these, like I was watching one woman like had this massive heartbreak. Like this guy left her before they were supposed to get married.
Yeah.
But then guess what? She met the love of her life who treats her like a queen. This other person was like abusive. Do you know what I mean? Talk bad to her. So if you think that you're getting your heart broke, there's a reason, because there's something better for you. Right. And sometimes we don't realize that until much later. So in the moment we think, oh my gosh, how can I live without this person? And then you meet this other person and you're like, shit, why did I ever put up with that person?
Right. Yeah, I think we learn many things in a lifetime.
Angelina, it's like she said Elaine's famous dance moves in Seinfeld. Yep, when
Oh,
she
yeah.
was like
She-
dancing.
She thought she could dance, and it was real ugly.
Yeah.
That was such a good show. I loved
So
it.
Janet had said she was trying to listen to the book and she fell asleep.
Oh,
Which is good though, because here's the thing. That's what I do. If I haven't told you at night, I listen to like meditations and they're all different, like manifesting, like,
and in here, she does keep going on one subject.
well, and here's the thing though, when you're sleeping, then it unconsciously, like, yeah, you're still hearing it. So it's even probably getting in more, they say.
It's going into your subconscious.
So everybody falls asleep reading the book.
Oh, but you have to get to a book to be a certain thing. Oh,
Yeah.
somebody write something?
Well, I'm just reading, like, someone told me once, God gives you something bad to save you from something worse. I never forgot that.
That's a good
I've
one.
never
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Pam
It all comes back to bite you.
Pam
doesn't
told
it?
me the story about this one guy. She had met him at the park. She would go to Balboa, I think, walking around. And I think I told this story once before too. And so he was sleeping on the bench, the park bench. And she had talked to him once. He had been an alcoholic and he lost his family and everything else. And he was like sober, I think, when she talked to him, trying to get his life back together. And he said every morning he wakes up and he says, reporting for duty, God, use me in any way you need me today.
Isn't
And that's
that
kind of it. Like you wake up and it's just like reporting for duty, like, just put me where you need me today.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Oh yeah.
So so if anybody wants to work on a what do you call it? A vision board, and we can share them,
the results, and
and you can take pictures and send them to me at my adventures over 50 at Yahoo. Send them to me there. I want to see them.
Yeah.
And if I have time, because I have so much extra time, that I will make a vision board myself. Although I've wanted to do that. I used to keep one. I had it hanging and then I had it under my bed.
Yeah.
And yeah, but in the van I don't have much room. So I used to listen to my law lectures on it. Yeah. This lady said, you only have to hear something 77 times to know it forever. I used to listen to my law lectures all night long while I slept. Ooh, that would be a little dry. I'm a paralegal in the legal field. That's what I like about you guys. 1 minute we're talking metaphysics, and it's made you guys have me laughing.
But I mean, metaphysics is, the idea of it's your power, your thoughts.
Neil said, and we'll end on this. I wake up every morning and say, good morning, God. Thanks for what you do for me. Thanks for what I have. Bless my day. And use me wherever you need me. So, or the universe or source or whatever you call it. You do that. You do you. Okay, I can't. It's already after 9. And I just want to keep these to an hour because we could talk forever.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so next week, 8:00, same bad time, same bad channel, but we'll be Zooming.
We'll be what?
Zooming.
What does that mean? I never did that.
You don't need to worry your pretty little head about it. I'll take care of it. Okay.
Oh, you want me to set it up? I will.
Just set it up. I'll videotape that while you're doing it and put it on.
Okay.
And other than that, I work tomorrow morning doing truck, and then I work Sunday night. So I don't know if we can do our thing on Sunday. Maybe we'll do it, or else it'll be Monday morning, and then I'll upload our talk Monday afternoon. So I just don't have a lot of time. So I still am doing them, but sometimes I had my video up all ready to go this morning, and I forgot to post it last night.
Oh no.
So it's like mid-12 this afternoon, and I'm like, I forgot to post it. So that's why I post, but because I got called into work till after 10.
Yeah.
So so what do we say to grandma? I always say that.
I am grandma.
You are grandma.
I'm also great grandma.
What do we say to Joy to end the night? Say goodnight. Wait, we
Good
gotta
night,
we gotta end
Gracie.
it the same
Oh,
way
it's-
because people say they say it with me whenever we do
Okay.
it. So go out and
have
make an adventure,
adventure,
no matter how big or how small. You don't have to sell everything and move into a van. Why?
because you did.
But if you want to, you can manifest it, right?
Yes, you can.
Yes. And you can manifest a boyfriend or a husband, I guess, too. And go call someone you love. And as Joy says,
Tell them you love them.
I thought you forgot what you said.
No, I didn't forget. I just am slow sometimes.
Oh, they're all saying it. And
Ah,
say goodnight, Gracie.
good night, Gracie.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. And the
Keep
straight.
positive, guys.
Stay positive.
Yeah.
Manifest your dreams.
We love you.
We love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.
Okay.